Right. At some point, maybe you check this question and you see there is a word quadratic, right? Then fear just gives you just because of this word quadratic equation. Eh? So once you meet this word quadratic equation, are you saying quadratic is such difficult? It's just difficult topic. Solving quadratic equations, is it a difficult topic? So maybe at some point you are just saying everything to do with the quadratic equations is difficult. Are you saying quadratic equations are difficult? Or are you saying quadratic equations are very simple? So I came with such type of question, and I want to explain on what are you supposed to do so that you can come up with the best solution ever, right? So from this question, the solutions of a quadratic equations, right? We are given the solutions of a quadratic equations are x is equals to a -1 and x is equals to a 3. Then here, write down the quadratic equation in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, where a, b, and c are integers. Are you ready? So that I explain well on this one. Right, just remember, we were told that we have to leave our answer in the form of a quadratic equation, which is a x squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So this one is such type of a form where the quadratic equation is expected to live in this form. Right, so remember, we are given the solution for a such quadratic. There is a quadratic equation with a, b, and c, where a, b, and c are always integers or are constants. All right. So there is a hidden quadratic equation which is not given, but the solution of such quadratic equation are here: x is equals to -1, x is equals to 3. So for you to come up with the quadratic equation with those solutions in this form, you have to write, we are given here, we are given this. We are given this. X -1, x is equals to a -1, and also we are given x is equals to 3. Remember, these ones are the solutions of a hidden quadratic equation. So we want to come up with such quadratic equations which consist of those roots or solutions. Right, so remember x is equals to -1 and x is equals to 3. So I have to write it in this form, x, then I have to take this from this right hand side to left hand side, then equal to 0. So I have to take this and jump to this side. This becomes a +1. Then I have to equate to 0 here. I have to do this. Same applies on this one. I have to take this one to the left hand side, from right hand side to left hand side. From there, I have to say x instead of plus, because it's positive. Once jump the equal sign, it becomes the negative. Is equals to 0 here. Right. So meaning to say there is this factor. I'm managing to convert it from a root to a factor. From this factor, and also I have this factor. I have to make it a product of those two factors, then equate to 0. So I have to say x plus a 1 multiplied by x minus a 3 should be equal to 0. Right? So now I have to expand this. This becomes an x, this one is multiplying this. Then a +1 here is multiplying this. Right, let me just simplify. X times x, now I get x squared x times a negative 3, I get a negative 3x. A positive 1 times x, I get a positive x. A positive 1 times negative 3, I get a negative 3. Right, so I have to simplify something which is consists of like terms. So I have to say x squared, a negative 3 plus x, I get a negative 2x. Right? Then a negative 3 is equals to 0. Remember, I managed to convert this from these roots to the factors, then to the quadratic equation. If you solve this quadratic equation, you always follow this step, this step, this step, until you get those roots. So meaning to say, this one you are given the roots now. Then you ask it to go backward until you find that quadratic equation, which was solved to get these roots. Like what you see here, I managed to leave the solution in the form we are told to leave. Remember, the coefficient of x squared is positive 1 here. There's a is positive 1 here. Then plus b here, which is negative 2 here. Then a plus c here, which is a negative 3 here. A 0, which is a 0. So basically, that's the solution we are asked to produce or to come up with. So whenever you are dealing with mathematics, basically you have to understand. Once you understand the concept, right, then you have to apply. You don't have to understand the questions based topics, right? You have to understand the concept. Once you understand the concept, at some point you might be given a question, maybe vice versa of something. You will be able to apply. But once you understand the questions in the topic, at some point you might be given a question which is inverse of the concepts you already know. So at some point you might be confused. So you have to know the concept. Once you know the concept, at some point, if you're given the question which goes vice versa, you'll be able to attack it. Like this one. At some point, you know how to solve it. We know how to solve this. But you are now given the solutions. Then asked to come up with the quadratic equations, that quadratic equation which was solved to form those solutions. So follow my social media platforms.